śrutvāpi śuddhacaitanyamātmānamatisundaram upasthe'tyantasaṃsakto mālinyamadhigacchati. Even after hearing that the self is pure consciousness, supremely beautiful, how can one yet be deeply entangled in sensuous objects and thus become impure? Acharya's commentary: even to hear and intellectually comprehend the nature of the self as the beauty of beauties, the only reality behind the universe, is to drop all our meaningless fascination for the sense objects of the illusory world. Having woken up, who will pine over his beautiful beloved of his own dream? As a king, Janaka is seen in his royal chambers, surrounded by sense objects, music and dance, wealth and splendor. Ashtavakra wonders, how can a man of wisdom ever get deeply entangled in sense objects? They should generate disturbing agitations in the mind and make him impure. Lust creates an extreme body consciousness in the lusty. This must necessarily bring storms of agitations into the mind. Agitated mind veils the vision of the self. Thus, a sincere seeker must become impure in contact with sense objects. Unquote. In this verse, Ashtavakra emphasizes the importance of soul-centric awareness. The norm is that most people identify themselves with their physical personalities. If you think you are a physical being with a mind and body, you will be drawn to physical things and pleasures and become attached to them. Because of that, you will experience attraction and aversion, raga, dvesha, and engage in desire-ridden actions, which will produce sinful karma and bind you to the cycle of births and deaths. For the renunciants, the sole objective is liberation. For that, they have to cultivate extreme detachment towards physical objects, sensual pleasures, and their names and forms are physical identities. They must constantly remind themselves that they are pure consciousness and not mere body and mind. With this thought stabilized in their minds, they must pursue liberation. Shuddha Chaitanyam referred in this verse is consciousness which is devoid of all mental formations and modifications, devoid of all duality, desires, attachments, and impressions. All these are called impurities which arise due to the play of gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, which keep the mind disturbed, inducing desires and specific behavioral patterns. They can be resolved through austerity, practice of physical and mental discipline, engaging in sadhana and meditation. In the Advaita philosophy, Shuddha Chaitanyam is the only ultimate, universal and absolute reality, and everything else is an illusion. It is the ultimate goal of every mortal being. It is eternal, indestructible, indivisible, independent, and self-existing, by attaining which one becomes eternally liberated. Pure consciousness has sentience of its own kind, unbound awareness or omniscience, transcendence and potency. It is free from all the constraints of time, all the constraints which are time, kala, universal laws, niyati, knowledge, vidya, passion, raga, and power, skill, talent or ability, kala, because of which it is endowed with immense powers. It is also characterized by infinite bliss, which is its essential nature. The Upanishads say that the bliss of the self is millions of times more intense than the bliss that arises in the physical body. Manushya Ananda. Hence, whosoever experiences pure consciousness and its infinite bliss no more goes after the pleasures of the body. Again, it is a master teasing his disciple who is a royal king. The disciple and the master is asking, living in the palace amidst your queen and others, enjoying all the pleasures, how you can say that you are pure Shuddha Chaitanyam, which is beauty, Atmanam Satyam Shivam Sundaram. These both seem to be contradictory to each other. Only after crossing and transcending all the body requirements, all the sensualities, all the body consciousness, you can experience the beauty of the supreme pure awareness. Tell me, how do you say that you are in both? On one side existing as consciousness, which you have been telling aho, aho in the second chapter, fully marvelous I am. And on one side you say this, and on the other side I am seeing you in the palace, enjoying all the luxuries required by your physical identity. How can I believe? How will you make me believe that even while living there in amidst luxuries, amidst all the temptations of sensual pleasures, you are still remaining as Shuddha Chaitanya? So he is challenging his disciple, who will later on clarify to all this teasing by his revered master Ashtavakra. Hari Om Tat Sat.